Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're diving into a topic that touches nearly every single one of us, sleep.
Definitely.
In our always-on world, finding truly restorative sleep can feel less like a natural process and, well, more like a mythical quest.
Mhm.
And with countless experts, endless advice flooding our feeds, I mean, where do you even begin?
It's true. We've all seen those popular YouTube videos, right? Each one promising to unlock the ultimate secrets to better rest.
Yeah.
From highly scientific neuroscientists to practical doctors and, disciplined biohackers, the sheer volume of information,
Sure.
it can quickly become overwhelming.
That's exactly why our mission for this deep dive is to cut through that noise for you.
So,
We've meticulously analyzed 5 of the top-performing YouTube sleep videos. We're dissecting not just their core messages and unique angles, but critically what real viewers are saying, in the comments section.
right, because that's where you see how it actually lands.
Exactly. We want to understand how well this advice truly connects with everyday people.
So by the end of our conversation today, you won't just have a clearer understanding of the common threads and, let's say, distinctive approaches of these sleep guides. More importantly, we'll give you a precise roadmap, something to help you discover which of these videos is the perfect fit for your specific sleep needs, helping you make, an informed choice on your personal journey to better rest.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Big picture view first, starting with the creators themselves. We've gathered a fascinating lineup, and what's immediately apparent is how each brings a truly distinct flavor to the conversation.
What's most striking here as we looked across all 5 is how they often converge on fundamental sleep principles, yet diverge so dramatically in their emphasis, their scientific depth, and their overall delivery. It really gives us a sort of spectrum of approaches to explore.
Let's kick off with Andrew Huberman's Master Your Sleep and Be More Alert When Awake. Now, for listeners who love to dissect the nuts and bolts of how their physiology works, his neuroscience-heavy approach sounds like a perfect match, right?
Yeah.
What's his core thesis?
Huberman dives deep, really deep into the intricate physiological mechanisms of sleep and wakefulness.
Okay.
He explains the precise roles of things like adenosine, that's the natural compound that builds up the longer we're awake, signaling our need for sleep.
Right, the sleep pressure chemical.
Exactly. And how caffeine acts as an adenosine antagonist, essentially blocking those sleep signals. He details cortisol's role in wakefulness, melatonin for promoting sleepiness. But his truly unique angle, and something he emphasizes repeatedly, is the power of light exposure
Ah, yes, light.
as the primary Zeitgeber, the main time giver for our internal clock. He stresses that viewing sunlight through a window is dramatically less effective than getting outside, like maybe 50 times less.
Wow, 50 times, that's huge.
It is. And he introduces practical tools like non-sleep deep rest, or
Yeah.
NSDR, as a powerful way to recover and boost alertness. He even discusses specific supplements like magnesium threonate, theanine, and apigenin, but always with detailed caveats encouraging, individual experimentation.
So it's really about understanding the science first, to then apply the protocols effectively. That's a very analytical approach, isn't it?
It is very mechanism-focused.
Now, for listeners who might find that depth a bit intimidating, maybe, who among these creators offers a more accessible, perhaps more visually driven entry point?
Ah, that's where BC Marx from Escaping Ordinary comes in, with The Ultimate Guide to 10x Better Sleep Tonight. He takes viewers on this comprehensive, visually stunning journey through sleep architecture.
Sleep architecture, so the stages.
Exactly. Stages like light sleep, deep sleep, REM. He explains how each stage profoundly impacts memory, creativity, and emotional processing. His genius, I think, is using these compelling metaphors.
Oh, like what?
Like calling deep sleep the gateway to slumber and REM the theater of dreams.
Mm-hmm.
It just makes truly complex science remarkably accessible,
Yeah, that sounds much more engaging.
And the high production value helps too. Beautiful animations, a calming voice, really makes it an immersive learning experience. He also clearly details the severe consequences of chronic sleep deprivation on everything from our cardiovascular health and metabolism to our immune system and even our DNA.
That ability to translate complex science into an engaging narrative, that must make a huge difference in retention. It really sounds like science made accessible.
Absolutely.
And speaking of powerful voices, next we turn to Matthew Walker, often dubbed the world's #1 sleep expert from his conversation on the Diary of a CEO, titled The World's #1 Sleep Expert, The 6 Sleep Hacks You Need. Walker seems to be on more of a broader public health mission, doesn't he?
He absolutely is. Matthew Walker powerfully highlights the global sleep loss epidemic, spelling out the profound health and economic consequences of insufficient sleep. He directly challenges those pervasive societal misconceptions.
Like the sleep less, achieve more idea.
Exactly. That dangerous idea that less sleep equals more productivity, arguing it's simply untrue and detrimental. His unique angle really positions him as a passionate public health advocate. He frames sleep as the elixir of life and Mother Nature's best effort at immortality.
Strong words.
Yeah. He delves into nuanced topics like chronotypes, whether you're a natural morning lark or a night owl, the concept of sleep divorce for partners with mismatched sleep needs, and the power of dreaming for creativity and emotional healing. He beautifully calls it overnight therapy.
Overnight therapy, I like that.
And he's also quite critical of relying on sleep medication. He really champions cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, or CBTI, as a key evidence-based solution.
So he's really making a compelling case for sleep as this foundational health pillar, shifting the conversation from just a personal problem to a societal issue, it seems.
Precisely.
Okay. Now, if you're looking for something more direct, maybe more actionable, we have Dr. Mike with proven sleep tips, how to fall asleep faster.
Dr. Mike offers just that. Direct, practical, and scientifically backed tips, all from a medical professional's perspective. His goal is straightforward: help you fall asleep faster and improve your overall sleep quality.
So less theory, more do this.
Pretty much. His unique angle is this no-frills, actionable checklist format. He addresses common everyday concerns like, should you let pets sleep in your bed? How do you manage noise? What exactly should you do if you find yourself staring at the ceiling for more than 15 minutes?
Ah, the classic what to do when you can't sleep problem.
Right. It's presented as a clear, almost doctor's orders approach, emphasizing immediate, tangible changes you can implement right away.
A very clear, concise guide there, focused on those quick wins. And finally, for those who thrive on highly disciplined routines, maybe a true biohacking approach to sleep optimization. We have Bryan Johnson with How I Fixed My Terrible Sleep 10 Habits. What does his audience say about his method?
Well, while we don't have the full video content provided in our sources, the viewer feedback paints a very clear picture. Bryan Johnson presents an extremely strict discipline framework for sleep hygiene based on his personal 10 habits protocol.
10 specific habits.
Yes. His unique angle champions making sleep an absolute top priority through consistent routines and rigorous environmental controls. It truly reflects that high-discipline biohacking mindset. It seems he offers a clear, practical, and science-aligned checklist format for those ready to commit to a really rigorous system.
Okay. So looking across these 5 diverse approaches, what are the common threads that emerge? The things they all seem to agree on, and then where do they truly diverge?
It's quite clear there are universal truths here. All these creators, in their own way, emphasize the importance of a cool, dark, and quiet sleep environment. That's pretty standard.
You're right.
They consistently advocate for consistent sleep and wake times, the whole circadian rhythm thing. Judicious use of caffeine, especially avoiding it late in the day, and limiting alcohol before bed. That stuff comes up again and again.
Okay, the basics seem solid across the board.
Absolutely. Where they really differ is, I think, in the depth of scientific explanation versus pure practicality, and their overall tone, which ranges, as we've seen, from Huberman's deep science to Walker's public health advocacy, Marx's visual storytelling, Dr. Mike's direct medical advice, and Bryan Johnson's strict biohacking regimen. It's quite a spread.
Right. Okay, here's where it gets really interesting, I think. To understand how these messages actually land with real people, we deep dived into literally thousands of comments for each video.
The comment section, always revealing.
It gives us this raw, unfiltered look at audience sentiment, common feedback, and those burning questions that bridge the gap between the advice and, well, real life.
This is where we truly see the rubber meet the road, isn't it? How does the actual viewer experience align with what the creators intended? Let's maybe look at the overall sentiment first.
Let's do it.
Okay, so BC Marx actually saw the highest positive sentiment, just over 53%. And interestingly, the lowest negative feedback too. Andrew Huberman was close behind in positive sentiment and also had one of the lowest negative percentages, around 10%.
Okay, so those two seem pretty well received overall.
Generally, yes. Dr. Mike also garnered strong positive feedback at 52.5%. But interestingly, a higher negative rate too, over 22%. Bryan Johnson's video had a nearly even split between positive and neutral, around 41% and 38% respectively. And Matthew Walker, while still having strong positive feedback, also had the highest negative sentiment at over 26%.
It's fascinating how someone like Dr. Mike can have high positive and relatively high negative percentages. What do you think that tells us about what truly resonates and maybe what frustrates people enough to leave those negative comments?
That's a great question because looking at those frustrations, it's clear people aren't just looking for blanket rules. Across all the videos, a top complaint was feasibility and personalization.
Right. How do I actually do this in my life?
Exactly. It's one thing to say limit blue light before bed, but quite another when you're, say, a single parent
Yep.
trying to catch up on emails after the kids are asleep, right?
Yeah, the reality gap.
Many viewers explicitly requested more tailored advice for these hard mode scenarios. Corporate schedules, shift work, chronic stress, parenting young children, the list goes on.
Right. The real world doesn't always fit that perfect sleep hygiene model. What else did people struggle with? What other complaints came up?
Well, we also saw strong calls for more specifics and nuance. People wanted clearer metrics, like what are the exact lux targets for light exposure, and deeper troubleshooting for persistent issues like waking up too early or, actual sleep disorders, beyond just the general tips.
So going beyond the basics.
Yeah, and another surprising theme I thought was anxiety from optimization. Some viewers cautioned that aggressively tracking sleep or constantly striving for perfect sleep could actually create more stress and anxiety.
The paradox of trying too hard.
Kind of, yeah. This was particularly noted in feedback for Matthew Walker's focus on disease links, perhaps. And finally, some comments touched on pacing and delivery. Wanting more concise content or maybe better flow in some videos. Pretty standard YouTube feedback, maybe.
Okay. Beyond those common frustrations, were there any unique complaints targeted at the individual creators? Things specific to their approach?
Oh, definitely. They certainly received specific feedback. For Bryan Johnson, viewers often found his very early bedtime impractical
I can imagine.
and requested more affordable alternatives to his apparently expensive sleep systems. Some felt his whole regimen was just too mechanical and rigid.
Okay, what about BC Marx?
PC Marx faced questions about blanket rules, like eating before bed, and viewers wanted research citations, particularly for his blue light claims and specific temperature targets he might have mentioned.
Wanting the receipts, basically.
Pretty much. Andrew Huberman's audience often asked for clearer guidance on the spectral logic of sunrise-sunset light, wanted to understand why certain wavelengths matter, and more detail on caffeine's mechanisms beyond just blocking adenosine. They wanted more depth.
Got it. Dr. Mike.
For Dr. Mike, debates emerged around optimal sleep positions, the perennial question of pets in bed, and ideal bedroom temperature. There was also some skepticism about strict blue light rules voiced in his comments.
Right, those everyday practicalities again. And Matthew Walker.
Matthew Walker saw significant pushback on what some perceived as fear-driven framing, especially his links between poor sleep and things like Alzheimer's. Viewers asked for a more balanced approach, maybe more solutions alongside the warning.
Okay, that makes sense. People want hope, not just fear.
Exactly.
That's a lot of candid, detailed feedback. So boiling it down, what were the top questions viewers were asking? What were they trying to figure out to bridge that gap between the advice and their own unique lives?
The questions really coalesced into a few key areas. Firstly, and maybe most importantly, tactical guidance for real-world constraints dominated.
Like we were saying before.
Yeah. Viewers desperately wanted to know how to manage rotating shifts, social jet lag, late social nights, extreme chronotypes. This was a top question for Bryan Johnson, Andrew Huberman, and Matthew Walker. People constantly asked what to do when lying awake for hours or for practical advice on naps. Should I nap? If so, when? How long? How does it actually impact overall sleep quality?
The nap question is huge.
It really is. And questions about optimal timing for caffeine and alcohol, the effects of late-night eating, specific supplement recommendations. Those were also frequent across almost all the videos.
So very practical day-to-day application questions, not just theoretical understanding. What else were people hungry for information on?
Another strong theme was around deep sleep metrics and trackers. What actually counts as optimal REM or deep sleep? How do I interpret my tracker data? What device should I even buy? These are common, especially for Bryan Johnson, BC Marx, and Andrew Huberman.
The tech side of things.
Right. And related to this was sleep environment and gear. People wanted specific product links for trackers, light-blocking lamps, whatever mattress and pillow recommendations, the ideal room temperature debate, again, effective darkroom strategies. This came up for Bryan Johnson, Huberman, Marx, and Dr. Mike.
Practical gear advice.
Definitely. We also saw some viewers pushing for deeper neuroscience dives, asking about topics like psychedelics, neurogenesis, brain rhythms for learning, dreaming phenomena, particularly aimed at Huberman and Marx, given their focus.
Expanding beyond just sleep hygiene.
Exactly. And interestingly, because his videos look so good, Marx got a lot of questions about his animation software and video editing techniques.
Huh. A different kind of question. Okay. Given all this information, the creator's distinct approaches, the commonalities, the differences, and most importantly, what real people are saying in those comments, it's clear there's no single best video for everyone, is there?
Not at all.
Yeah.
It truly, truly depends on what you, the listener, are looking for in your sleep journey.
Exactly. But we can certainly guide you to the deep dive that aligns best with your needs and your learning style, kind of synthesizing all these insights.
Let's do it.
Okay, our best overall recommendation. If you're looking for something comprehensive, scientifically rigorous, yet still incredibly actionable, covering both the mechanics and practical tools, we think it's Andrew Huberman's Master Your Sleep and Be More Alert When Awake. His depth, combined with those concrete protocols and the supplement insights, offers a really robust foundation. The viewer comments consistently highlight that strong desire to operationalize the science, as they put it, and Huberman really delivers on this. He empowers you to understand the why behind the what, not just telling you what to do.
Right. He gives you the tools to think for yourself based on science.
Right.
Now, for some more specific needs, if you really want to understand the journey of sleep itself, the stages, the brain architecture, and you appreciate beautiful visuals and engaging storytelling, then definitely look to Marx's The Ultimate Guide to 10x Better Sleep Tonight.
The visual learner's choice.
Pretty much. His engaging metaphors and that high production quality make complex topics really digestible. Perfect if you learn best visually and through a narrative.
Okay. And if you just need a direct, no-nonsense checklist, practical tips from a medical professional focusing on immediate, implementable changes,
then Dr. Mike's Proven Sleep Tips, How to Fall Asleep Faster, is definitely for you. Viewers consistently praised his clarity and practicality for quick improvements you can implement, like tonight, tackling those common everyday sleep challenges head-on.
Straight to the point.
Exactly. Now, if you find yourself struggling with why sleep is so critically important, maybe it's broader societal impact, or how to address deeper issues like sleep anxiety or chronic insomnia, Matthew Walker is the world's #1 sleep expert. The 6 sleep hacks you need provides the invaluable context.
Right, the bigger picture.
Yeah, he helps you reframe your understanding of sleep's critical role and points towards actual therapies like CBTI, offering solutions that go beyond just simple lifestyle tweaks.
And finally, for those who thrive on that highly disciplined routine, the real biohacking approach to sleep optimization. Ready to make sleep priority #1.
For that person, Bryan Johnson's How I Fixed My Terrible Sleep 10 Habits offers that strict framework based on his personal, rigorous experience. This is for you if you're looking for a clear, non-negotiable path and are willing to commit fully.
The high discipline option.
Definitely. And one last point, if you're a shift worker or a parent looking for tailored advice, that was a common request we saw everywhere. While the single video offers a complete bespoke protocol for those really tough situations, Andrew Huberman and Matthew Walker probably provide the strongest foundational frameworks. Huberman's deep dive into light timing and circadian biology and Walker's discussion of chronotypes. They equip you with the fundamental principles you need to start adapting universal advice to your unique, demanding schedule. It gives you a starting point for your own personalized experimentation.
That's really helpful. So there you have it, our structured deep dive into these top YouTube sleep videos designed to help you find your personal guide to better sleep. Remember, understanding your unique needs and then critically evaluating the advice. That's truly the first step, isn't it?
Indeed. Ultimately, what our deep dive consistently shows is that while the science provides these foundational truths, the perfect sleep regimen is less about finding a single guru and much more about informed, personalized adaptation.
Yeah.
It's really about being an active participant in your own sleep journey rather than just a passive recipient of advice.
We've seen how powerful consistency and awareness can be, but also how real-world constraints demand flexibility. So here's a final thought for you, the listener, to maybe ponder.
Okay.
In a world that's constantly demanding more and more of your waking hours, how might truly prioritizing and optimizing your sleep? How might that not just change your personal health, but profoundly redefine your entire approach to productivity, creativity, and just overall well-being?
That's a great question.
Consider how shifting your focus from constantly forcing wakefulness to truly mastering rest could unlock potentials you haven't even imagined yet. Keep experimenting, keep learning, and keep diving deep in what truly makes you feel your best.